So I just want to ask firsthand from a TED Talk speaker, what is your 3 tips that you go to every time that you're about to go on stage and give it your all?
I think the first thing is know your script. Practice, practice, practice. I think every day for the 2 months I was preparing for the TED Talk, I would stand in the mirror and recite the script and internalize it.
Almost like a poem,
yes,
memorizing it.
Yeah. And then there are times I would have a free session just to talk about it.
This is the Greenwich Means Business Podcast. Hello everyone, welcome to the Greenwich Means Business Podcast. Today we have a very cool speaker here with us, a nice guest. We have Dr. Tabitha Sindani. She is a lecturer in entrepreneurship and innovation. She's also a trainer of women in business, but most famously known for giving a talk on TED Talk. So Tabitha, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Feels
such
great
a pleasure
to be here.
It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So should we get straight into it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how did you get to the UK? Let's start from your journey when you were younger, and let's take it all the way to when you actually came to the United Kingdom.
Wow, that's going to be a long one.
Take your time.
Well, so I grew up in Kenya, and I went to our university there in Western Kenya. Did my undergrad in Bachelor's of Business Management, Marketing option.
Wow, like me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Then I moved on to work for a bit in different companies. I didn't quite get to do my master's immediately. So there was no funding. I was looking for scholarships. Nothing was coming by. So I worked for a bit, and then, a scholarship came maybe 4 years later. Yeah. So,
scholarship to the UK?
Yes, to the UK for Commonwealth Shared Scholarship.
You actually told me a fun fact about the Commonwealth.
Yes.
Do you want to share it?
I am the face of Commonwealth.
Yeah, she's the face of the scholarship that Commonwealth offers. That is truly something. So you came to the UK, and what happened?
So I went to Newcastle University. So studied Masters of Science in Innovation, Creativity and Entrepreneurship. Then I think a term into my master's, I got the PhD scholarship. So just before I finished my master's, I was now moving over to London from Newcastle to do my PhD.
How was Newcastle?
Newcastle was very studenty, it's vibey, it's good, it's great.
Better than London?
Yes, definitely.
Really?
Yes.
What don't you like about London?
It's too congested.
Tell me about it.
I feel lost sometimes. I think I felt lost quite a lot when I moved here. Because Newcastle is quite small and intimate. You kind of know people around. And
Okay. So you moved
people
to
are really
London.
warm up north,
Really?
actually. Yeah. It's the coldest.
Probably warmer than here in the UK, here in London, isn't it? Yeah, I've heard that before, actually.
Yes.
So you moved to London, and what happened there?
So moved to London, went to University of Roehampton. So that's where I did my PhD in business studies. And then I finished it in just under 3 years.
Wait, I need to pause right there.
Okay.
Tell us the fun fact about you, about your PhD.
My fun fact.
That you're the youngest.
Yes.
Come on, Tabitha.
Yes.
You have plenty of achievements to your name. Let's showcase them.
So I finished my PhD in just under 30, or when I was just about turning, I think I was just turning 31 maybe.
Wow.
So finished it when I was 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was your PhD? Like your last, is it your last thesis?
Yes.
Dissertation? What was it on?
So my dissertation was looking at women in the informal sector, and it's like a topic I'm really, really passionate about.
Do you want to talk about it a little bit now?
Yes. It's
in simple words, what is informal sector?
Informal sector is just in huge open air marketplaces that are quite chaotic, and you find everything there. So look at it as a more chaotic farmer's market.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you've said this to me before, but in fact, an informal sector, if you want to give us examples, is like, the vintage stores.
Yes. Street markets.
Yeah.
Like how you go to Spitalfields and buy street food.
Yeah.
Yes, that's part of informality. There is hay markets, farmers market, vintage stores, the corner shops. So anywhere there is entrepreneurial activity that is not heavily formalized or licensed.
And I honestly
as
think that is such an interesting like topic to base like your dissertation on, because you wouldn't have think of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Because that's where actually the majority of the world's entrepreneurship happens. So the International Labour Organization says that it's about 80% of the world's global population finds work in the informal sector.
Wow.
92% of that is in the global south. So it's a huge absorber of workforce globally.
Wow,
So
you
it
would never
cannot
think
be-
that. That's insane.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to get on to like the special of this episode, which is the
Okay.
TED Talk.
All right.
Was this during your PhD or
Yes,
after?
It was my first year of PhD.
Tell us about it. How did it come about? How did you feel? How did you know what to talk about? Tell us about it.
Right. It came as a surprise, actually, because it's a friend who recommended me, someone I had met like 3 years before, prior to coming to the UK. I was in the US.
Yeah.
So I was there on a fellowship for like 2 months. The fellowship was called Mandela Washington Fellowship, that was started by President Obama to empower young African leaders across the continent. And every year, about 1,000 young African leaders went to the US in different universities to have to be on fellowship for like 2 months on different topics of, you know, public policy, civic leadership, business and entrepreneurship. So I was at the University of Nebraska Lincoln.
Wow.
On the civic leadership. So I was a fellow at the Global Institute of Civic Leadership. So I was there for 2 months. And we were paired, as the fellows were paired with local residents as mentors. So the person who recommended me was my friend's mentor, who became a friend while we were on fellowship.
Wow.
Yeah, so he holds like TED Talk curating. He's a license. Is it a licensee? They're kind of licensed to host TED Talks.
Okay.
So he was part of the TEDx community, and you know, not knowing, I think in the background there's a university in Germany who was looking for speakers for their TED Talk, their TED conference in Germany. So my name was mentioned.
Thrown out there.
Yes, I had no idea. So I just received a call from Germany. Hey, I'm speaking to Tabitha. Yes, we got recommended. You got recommended to us by Randy. A big shout out to Randy if he ever listens to this. Yeah, so that's how I got into the TED space. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Randy, she made it.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
And I've watched briefly your TED Talk, but tell me a little bit in a couple of sentences, if you can, like what the main takeaway, what you wish the main takeaway would be from your TED Talk when you gave it.
I mentioned 3 things in the TED Talk. I mentioned that opportunities are everywhere. Yeah. The story I spoke about in the TED Talk was about unemployment. This very heavy, dense time of my life as a graduate, not finding a job, and then having to go back home to my parents to be there for about a year. It was a very quiet time, but again, there was good things came out of it. One of it being a mentorship program I began, which is what brought me to this Mandela Fellowship program and the Commonwealth Scholarship. So there can be treasure in adversity as well. So
a blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise, as they say.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess.
Is it a diamond in the sand, as they say?
What is it? What is it?
Diamond in the sand or something
Diamond.
like that?
Yeah, there is something like that, isn't there? Diamond in the rough.
In the rough.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So opportunities are everywhere, and don't get discouraged. Keep going. Yeah, and then walk through.
I think that is super relatable to a lot of graduates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the market is intense right now.
Yeah.
It's difficult to find jobs.
Yes.
So that's really relatable.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk a bit about what you were feeling before going up on stage. I want to bring this a little bit to public speaking. Selfishly for myself, because I really struggle with public speaking. I tried to throw myself out there, and you did that. So I just want to ask firsthand from a TED Talk speaker, what is your like 3 tips that you go to every time that you're about to go on stage and give it your all?
I think the first thing is know your script. Practice, practice, practice. I think every day for the 2 months I was preparing for the TED Talk, I would stand in the mirror and recite the script and internalize it.
Like almost like a poem,
yes,
memorizing it.
Yeah. And then there are times I would have a free session just to talk about it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So put it down, put your thoughts down. If it requires you to recite it, do it. Stand in the mirror, prop up yourself. You've got to,
Absolutely, I agree.
Exactly. Even with interviews, that's what I do. I stand and look at myself in the mirror and say, you've got this. You're brilliant. You're excellent. Exactly.
They're the ones.
The more you say it, it sticks in here.
Yeah.
You become what you say, actually. I firmly believe in that.
That's beautiful.
Words have power.
That is really beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot that people can take from this.
Exactly. So
Okay.
prepare. Yeah, and then just be you. The first 3 seconds were the most nerve-wracking seconds. But once you're done with the first 3 seconds, you're done.
Wow.
Fear is gone.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really, really, honestly, like Tabitha is an inspiration to me, guys, low key. Okay. So
Thank you.
TED Talk over.
Yeah.
What was next? What happened? Did you come to the University of Greenwich?
No, I worked for a bit. I finished my PhD, then got a postdoc, finished. Then I got a job in another institution. Then I moved over to Greenwich.
And what are you doing now in Greenwich?
I am a lecturer in entrepreneurship. I teach innovation, entrepreneurship, and I would say Greenwich is my happy place. It's my green space. My green space, my happy place.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what do you mean by entrepreneurship and innovation?
So we teach different modules on different programs. We have the Executive Masters of Business Administration, so EMBA programs. Then we also have MBA IB, International Business. And we teach different modules on these programs, basically teaching level 7 students to critically think about enterprising practices. Yeah, how businesses operate, how to start and run a business, how to expand into global markets, how to understand the business environment, how to understand competition, how to price yourself, what you're offering. So it's a whole dynamics of just doing, running, and excelling in business.
Wow. I'm sure you get this question a lot, but to you, what is entrepreneurship?
For me, entrepreneurship is just doing it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Is taking the risk, having the belief in yourself that you can do it, and just do it. All the risks notwithstanding. Yeah. You've got to put yourself out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's like the main advice you would give someone apart from just do it? But like, what do you think is the first step for someone to like really put themselves out there and start that business or start that enterprise?
For me, I would say you've got to understand your why. Why are you doing it? Are you trying to meet a need? Are you trying to solve a problem? Are you trying to give the customers a gain? Are you trying to... Is there a pain you're alleviating, a joy you're creating? What is it? What is your why? That's the first question.
Because that will fuel you. That why.
Yeah.
If it's a passion, it will fuel you and you will excel.
Exactly.
And your business will do well.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I haven't heard that before. That's really cool.
That's the center of all entrepreneurial participation. Begin with the why.
Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Are you an entrepreneur?
I would say
Yeah?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Tell us.
Well, I started actually something entrepreneurial a long time ago, but of course I closed down the mentorship program. But it was, I think I would say it was more of like a social venture. So it was not purely for profit. And there are different categories of enterprises. We have those ones that are socially geared towards social need, social conscious, climate, environment, etc. That are not purely oriented for the purposes of profit making.
Like product to customer, yeah.
And then paying. Mine was more of like a social enterprise. Yeah, but that was ages ago. Now I have begun something called the Africa's PhD Spotlight,
Tell me about it.
which is to just bring to life stories of people, African PhDs, or people who've done a PhD, and they want to share their stories about their PhD process.
And what is your why?
My why is that I realize there's a lack of space for people to share the real and filtered stories of the PhD process. You see, like doing a PhD is like a black box. You just see someone is doing one and someone who's finished one, but we don't really get to see
The behind the
the
scenes.
the behind the scenes, the day in the life of a PhD, the struggles, the
Is that our
highlights.
next Instagram reel? Maybe.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, yeah, because it's like a marathon,
Yeah.
and it's
It's quite taboo, to be honest, if I
Yeah.
have to be honest.
it's
And
a
you don't hear about it
rigorous
a lot.
exactly, and it's a rigorous mental exercise
Yeah.
because you're studying. It's a very solitary space. You're reading on your own. You probably get feedback from supervisors every month or every other month. And you're doing this one thing for 3 years.
I guess this might be a bit of a stupid question,
Yeah.
but it's called Africa's PhD Spotlight.
Spotlight, yeah.
Why is the focus on Africa?
Because I think, first of all, it's from a personal perspective. I'm African, and I get a lot of questions from fellow Africans.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to do your PhD? How did you get the funding? How did you maneuver the whole PhD process?
Yeah.
I get so many questions. There was a time when I was doing just after I completed, I got like hundreds of messages on social media, people asking, I can't address all of this
Of course, yeah.
unless I have to,
But you saw there was a gap in the market, in a way.
So therefore, my focus is to open up a platform for people to invite other people to come and share their experiences, because my story would just be one. But if I bring others along, we have a community.
Yeah.
And then we can make a PhD process commonplace. We can let people know what happens in this black box so that you know what you're signing up yourself for, if you're for it or not. Yeah. Because I've also heard so many stories of people, abandoning their PhD programs because they can't just do it. Like you get through the process, you're just exhausted. There's no support, there's no collegiality. It's a very solitary journey.
Yeah.
So my why was I want to encourage people who are wanting to explore this process to know that you're not alone, and the people who've walked that path before are many. And you can see they went through it and they walked past the finish line. There's something to know. I mean, even when you're running a marathon, I've never ran one though, but
Is that what's next for you?
maybe. I've done those park runs. But there's always something very uplifting when you pass by and people are clapping. Keep going, you're doing it, you're nearly there.
Yeah.
That's what I want Africa's PhD Spotlight to do,
That is such a great metaphor.
to cheer others
Wow.
on. We must complete the race. If you're in, you have no reason to drop.
That is so
Yeah.
inspiring. That
The
makes me
whole
wanna do a
continent is
PhD.
waiting for that
Wow.
knowledge to be created,
Yeah.
you see. And the PhD process is a knowledge creation process. Yeah.
Wow. So I want to reel it back to your research in the informal sector.
Yeah.
You mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago
Yeah.
that one of your papers did really, really well. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
Because I think the research is amazing.
Yes.
And I want you to tell me as well what your most interesting finding was.
I've got a paper recently published in a 4-star. Well,
What is 4-star?
a 4-star is the creme de la creme of academic.
Excellence?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say. Very few people, even established professors, publish in 4-stars. And now this one was an editorial invitation. It was an invite only. This is a professor I met like in 2019 when I was doing my PhD, actually.
Wow.
I presented at a conference. Then I presented about my informal sector women's entrepreneurship in Kenya, and she was quite impressed. And it was kind of a response to a call in her one of her papers. So this professor. So we kept in touch. She sent me a book, and as they say, the rest is history. But last year I got invited to make a contribution to the paper they were writing, and it was kind of a multi-voice contribution. So we were like about 30 authors who came together to write a response to another article, journal article that was published in another 4-star. So that's how like academic conversations and contributions go on. Yeah. So this paper is on inclusive entrepreneurship, how to acknowledge and value the diversity in enterprise. Yeah. So not just looking at the Silicon Valley model of entrepreneurship, but also looking at the other forms, which is the informality, the street vendors, the hawkers,
which you
the
are
varieties.
an expert in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so it got accepted to the Journal of Entrepreneurship Theory and Practice, which is a 4-star, and it's one of the leading journals in the field. So I'm really humbled and privileged in equal measure to be published in a 4-star.
And what was your favorite finding in all of this? What shocked you the most?
I think what shocked me the most was I wouldn't say what shocked me or what really surprised me or what really encouraged me from these women is the resilience. The resilience they have while they are entrepreneuring on the margins of the formal economy. It's a hard job. Informality is not easy. It's not for the soft-hearted. Yeah, they go through so many challenges from the policy context. Like, for instance, like I had already mentioned, informal marketplaces, they are unregularized and unlicensed. And most of those markets, they are kind of man-made, and it's like settlers encroaching on public space. And sometimes some are designated by the government, but some are kind of just, they emerge from people just coming together to create one. Yeah. And sometimes the governments evict them from those places to pave way for road constructions, for modernity, as they call it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes they're really faced with greater policy context challenges. Imagine you've got a loan from the bank and your business has been demolished and you need to pay the loan, the kids need to go to school. So those are some of the challenges they face a lot in the informal economy, but they still thrive. They say, I've educated my children from here. They've been able to go to school. So
it's inspiring.
The positivity they have also, it's quite...
It's something.
Yeah, something.
It's quite something. Okay, Tabitha, to wrap this up, because we've gone on maybe for a little bit too long, but honestly, I could listen to you for hours. To wrap this up, if you could think back to the young girl you were when you came back home and during that year where you couldn't find a job after you graduated, what would you tell her now?
Oh, that makes me so nostalgic as well. Yeah. I would tell the younger Tabitha to keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
That's beautiful. Wow.
No season lasts forever. And I would also tell her to be bold, to walk through open doors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heavily be bold, especially to all the women out there. Be bold.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to just be yourself.
Yes.
Be loud.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tabitha. This was
Thanks
amazing.
Thanks for inviting me. Appreciate
it was our pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate
it. Everyone, this was the Greenwich Means Business Podcast. I was your host, Natalie Vivanco, and I was joined with Tabitha Sindani. And if you like this podcast, please share it and let us know in the comments what or who you want to see next. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Find this podcast on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Remember to subscribe to never miss an episode. Thank you guys for listening.